Hi guys, it's me again, the veteran from Trini. Today I'm going to let you guys know what happened to me a few years ago when I was in Thailand. I will continue my tales from Thailand, and this is funny and serious at the same time. You know, like I told you previously, my first girlfriend died 3 months after childbirth, and I had to go through the courts because when she was born, she was not put in my name. So when my girlfriend died, I had to go through the Thai courts to prove that I was the father because she was previously married but never divorced. So when the baby was born, she had to put it in the husband's name. So there was no way I was going to leave a mixed race daughter in Thailand. Overall, the Thai people are not racist in nature, but they do practice colorism because under their rules, a dark skinned person is looked on a little, you know. Not all racism, but they call them all kind of names and stuff like that. And no way I was going to leave one of my kids there. So I went around and I hired me a lawyer. At that time, I was living in a place, Udon Thani, and I had to travel frequently to Bangkok because I had to see my lawyer. In those days, if airbase was Udon airfield was not too far from us, so in those days it was easy for us to catch a C-130 and go into Bangkok. The difficulty with that was we were not sure. We couldn't always get a ride back, and we had to go and go back to work. So on a Friday, I took the C-130 into Bangkok, right, and then I would go visit my lawyer, and then I'll have to come back to work. Normally, I'd either get a day off or so I wouldn't have to be back right there on that Monday. But I would have to get back. So what we should do was go into Bangkok and then find and take a bus back. In those days, didn't have that many air-conditioned buses. So we'd take a local type bus, which was hot, people in the bus with animals and different things like that. And all of a sudden, they become very competitive. They had some air conditioning buses, and they were not that expensive. They were about $5 back to from Bangkok to Udon Thani. One of those buses was Pat Toll's air conditioning bus, and the Falangs would jump on it because it was comfortable compared to, and it was not that expensive. And some Thais would also ride on it also. So we had a lot of competition. A lot of bus companies started springing up with the air conditioners. And so one night on the way back, I took a Pat's Tours bus headed from Bangkok to Udon. And, normally when you ride in these buses, we usually stop at the halfway and sit down there, and then a little one of these little places where they would serve you, let's say, rice soup Redwood is pretty decent, and halfway there. So we stopped on the way. Then we continued, got on the bus and continued going to Udon. About an hour after we left the halfway point, the bus was stopped. And we said, what's going on? All of a sudden, we had some guys with weapons that took over the bus. We were all directed to put our belongings in a bag. As came around and picked us up. And that time I had, GIs, those big, I had one of those big 35 millimeter Canon cameras. I lost that. I had one of those Thai gold chains. I was either secured in my pocket. And I had a few thousand baht in my pocket. I could only a hideaway part of it because you don't want to get on a bus and have no money because they would know you're lying somewhere. So I was able to stack away half of the money I had. And when my wallet was one of these Thai wallets with, they had a map of Thailand on it and stuff like that. So I was still able to, so I gave it to them. Then a few minutes later, they asked everybody to get off the bus and make us walk over from the bus, right? And they turned around and blew the bus up, or set it on fire. They were competitors of the patrols. So after that, another bus came and picked us up and brought us to Udon. And I was never able to get any money back from that. I couldn't really report it to the army because they had nothing to do with it. So I lost out on some luggage and one of those 35 millimeters Canon cameras. And, that's just the way it was. It was very dangerous, at that time because it was a very competitive in nature. Now you go to Thailand, these buses are running back and forth and, things have changed tremendously. So that's some of the things that happens. You go to these countries, there's crime. There's crime, but you never know. No country is 100% safe, and that includes Thailand. All a lot of YouTubers are telling you how safe it is, but you got to be careful. You got to be very diligent about where you go, and you got to be careful. And that's just the way it was, I lost that, couldn't get reimbursed. But that's just one of the things that happen. So remember, no place is 100% safe. So that's one of my stories. I'll tell a few more stories later on. So again, this is the veteran from Trini. And you guys, hey, have a nice day. Thank you.